My name is Cortez with Sherpa Equipment Company. Today I'm going to be showing you how to install our Grand Teton Sport rack on this Tacoma. So here's what you're going to be receiving from us. You're going to receive 2 side support brackets for the fairing, 2 center support brackets for that fairing, your front mounting feet, passenger and driver, your rear mounting feet, passenger and driver, and then same with your middle. You're also going to receive your rubber mounting feet, as well as spacers that go inside of these holes. So you will have to pre-install these on all your rubber mounting feet before you throw them up on the truck. So as far as hardware that you're going to be receiving from us, you're going to be receiving your 1/4-inch flat washers. These shorter socket buttons are going to be for your fairing support brackets, your side supports. These guys are going to be for the main portion of your rack, going into the crossbars. These guys here are going to be for attaching your mounting feet to the crossbar itself. These through bolts are going to be for your roof, coupled with your bonded washers that go onto these guys to seal your truck. These are also going to be your 1/4-20 nylock. These are going to be for the side supports as well, and then your T-nuts. You're also going to be receiving your 6 crossbars that go with this rack, your side plates, and your fairing. The main differences between your Peak Series side plate and your Sport Series, you're going to see that your Sport Series side plates does not have any handles integrated within that side plate. The other difference is your Sport is going to be a 3/16 and your Peak is going to be a 1/4 inch. The other main difference that you'll see is up at the front where your fairing goes into. You're going to have 3 holes on your Sport and a slot on the Peak. Moving on to the fairing, the other differences that you're going to see is you're going to have 2 side support brackets that actually go towards the outer portions here, and then you're also going to have 2 center support brackets that go towards the center, which eliminates the crossbar that you would have with a Peak Series rack. Some of the tools you'll be using for this install, you're going to need a 10 mil wrench, a 7/16 wrench, helps if they're ratcheting, but it's not required, and also a 5/32 Allen head. So as far as getting your truck prepared for the roof rack, up on top there you're going to have a drip molding. This runs from the front of your windshield all the way to the back of the cab. This truck has already actually had a roof rack installed on it. So all the cutting is actually already done. Normally this is one whole piece. Once you lift this whole piece up, you can actually take it completely off. Once you remove your drip molding, you can set that off to the side because you will have to cut it later. But underneath that drip molding here, you're going to see that these holes have already been opened up because there was a rack on it previously. But what essentially you'll do is take a razor blade, and these are kind of your main mounting spots. So you have your rear mount here, which you have 2 holes. You got your middle mount that's got 1, and then you got your front mount that has 2 holes. These actually have a film on it, so just take a razor blade. I just like to cut very softly into that film. Then you can take something sharp like a flathead screwdriver or a knife and actually peel that back, revealing the holes that you see there. You're going to take your rubber mounting feet. You're going to find the corresponding holes. You have 2 that are a little wider than this guy here, as you can see, and then your smaller or less wide is going to go towards the front of the vehicle. The wider is going to go towards the rear, and then your single hole is actually going to go right in the middle. You can kind of see that on this rubber, the hole is kind of offset to one side. The thinner side, so the side that it's closest to, is going to go towards the inside of the vehicle. First step to putting your rack together is going to be your mounting feet, getting your mounting feet essentially onto your crossbar. The way we differentiate side between driver and passenger is going to be notches on either side of that mount. Once you have your T-nuts installed in your crossbar on either end and your 9/16 hex head with your flat washer, you can go ahead and take your mount and one of your 9/16. Just remember that the letters face the outside part of the crossbar. You can go ahead and thread your 9/16 into your T-nut. So once you have your rear mounts installed on the crossbar as well as your fronts, we're going to move on to the middle. The middle mounts can be a little different when you're going to install these onto the crossbar. So when you go to do this, you're going to actually need your M6 through bolt that goes in through the mount and into your roof. Before you pre-install these, you're actually going to have to put one of these bonded washers onto this bolt. The way this gets installed is the rubber is going to be facing down, or the silver part of the washer is going to be facing the head. Just like so. You're going to go ahead and take your middle mount. You're actually going to pre-install that, push that through. Same thing, letters facing the outermost part of the crossbar. Go ahead and take your 9/16 hex head and thread that into your T-nut. Once we get this up on the vehicle, I can kind of show you why that is that we have to do this before you install your middle mounts onto your crossbar. Now that your mounting feet are all installed on your crossbars, you can go ahead and take all of your M6 through bolts and your bonded washers and get those pre-installed before you go up to the vehicle. The next step is going to be putting on your fairing support brackets onto your front mounting feet crossbar. Since this rack is a little different, it is a Sport Series rack, and it does not come with a crossbar attached to the fairing. You're going to first start off by grabbing your front mounting foot. And the way that you orientate this is the notches always face the front of the vehicle. So when we go to install the fairing, you're going to want to do this first. You're going to go ahead and take your center support bracket, find where your notch is on the mount. Go ahead and flip this upside down. So these actually will get installed on the underside of your crossbar. Make sure that when you go to install this, that your center support bracket is going to be facing the furthest front in the crossbar. So it should be facing towards the slotted part of your mount. So once these are installed, as you can see, these are facing out, and your front mounting foot, your slot on this corner is facing towards the front of the vehicle. So now that you got your crossbars up on top of your vehicle, they should be resting on top of your rubber seal. Go ahead and line those holes up. You can go ahead and take your M6 through bolts. We supply you with some blue Loctite, so go ahead and put a dab of that right on the end of the threads. You can go ahead and, as you can see, the notches are facing forward towards the front of the vehicle. You can go ahead and take your M6 hardware and go ahead and thread that in there. Preferably hand tight. I wouldn't wrench on these too much. So once you get them snug by hand, we can go ahead and tighten them down later. So when installing your middle mount crossbar, I explained previously that you have to install this M6 bolt prior to putting on the mount, and here is why. So when you go to install this, you can't really get this out of here, and you can't put it in to secure it to your roof. So you're actually going to have a buddy on the other side help you and flip it over, and we can go ahead and install some Loctite on each end, and then we can thread it in by hand that way. Moving on to the front crossbar, just take note and make sure that the notch is facing forward. And as for your fairing center support brackets, they should also be facing the front of the vehicle. Your M6 main roof bolt has a bonded washer attached to it. You have to be careful to not over tighten this roof bolt, because the bonded washer is actually what creates the seal on the top side of your mount. And the way that we tell that it's tight enough is that rubber underneath that bonded washer should slightly expand the silver top part of the washer. Just like that. So now that your crossbars are all tightened down to the roof, we're going to go ahead and center these crossbars to the truck. How you do that is you're going to grab a friend, grab 2 tape measures, and you can actually, the way we do this is from the tip of your mount to the end of your crossbar. So go ahead and measure what that is and get it the same on each side.
Kind of stoked for a second.
So now that you got all your crossbars centered and on top of the truck, we're going to go ahead and take our 1/4 by 1 inch socket buttons and your side plates, and we can go ahead and install those on the crossbars. Now that the side plates are up on the vehicle and they're all loosely on there, we're going to go ahead and move to the fairing. Your fairing, these are the second side support brackets that you're going to need to install. So these guys are literally just going to get installed just like this with your 2 shorter socket buttons. You can just thread those in. There's a few different types of hardware that you're going to have to use to get the fairing onto the rest of the rack. As far as the side support brackets that we just installed, you're going to need the 1 inch quarter socket buttons going into the side of the side plate and through the side bracket. And on the back side of this, or the inside, or towards the inside of the vehicle, you're going to have a flat black washer and a 1/4 nylock. So with this particular sport rack, this guy is actually getting a half fairing. So with the 3 holes being here on the side plate, a full fairing will actually utilize the top 2 holes, and the half fairing, which is what we're doing here right now, utilizes the bottom 2. When we go to tighten this guy up, you want to make sure that you start with your side socket buttons first, so the socket buttons that actually go through the side plate and into that fairing bracket. We'll start with those. When you go to tighten this down, just make sure that the tip of the fairing or the edge trim is flush with the tip of the side plate. So now that your side support bracket is tight, the reason why we leave these guys loose is because you can still adjust that fairing up and down within that slot. So next we're going to move on to these guys here. You can go ahead and tighten those down. Like I said before, just make sure the tip of the fairing is lined up with the tip of the side plate. You can come over here to your center support bracket. From that point, all you have to do is make sure that when you go to tighten these, before you tighten these down, make sure you can kind of move this to where it needs to be. It will sit in a spot that it wants to be. If not, it'll kind of be a little cockeyed or crooked, and we don't want that. So just make sure you're paying attention to that one. And then you can essentially snug down your socket button on the outer face and then snug up your 9/16 hex head underneath the crossbar. Now that the fairing's all buttoned up, we can go ahead and tighten up your side plates. Now that everything is pretty much buttoned up, you can go ahead and grab your drip rail molding, and you can go ahead and kind of what we do is put some 3M tape on one side. We'll clean this off super well so it sticks nicely. And then along the inside part of this, your drip rail itself, you can put some more 3M tape down in there. Just cut this to size if you want to keep this. A lot of people like this still being in there. Adds a little bit extra protection down the road. So once that's in there, just keep some pressure on it for maybe a minute or 2, just to make sure that 3M tape actually sticks. The last step to this install is going to be putting in the rest of your crossbars. You can put them wherever you want to, whatever's going to work for your needs. We're just going to set it up super basic and simple for this guy here. But like I said, you can move them wherever you want for any sort of accessory that you're going to end up throwing on this thing. So that pretty much wraps it up for the Grand Teton Sport install. If you have any questions, concerns, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.